Hi guys! I know it's been a while and my hair is different. If you don't follow my Instagram, this might be quite a shock to you. So I know for a lot of people just starting out, color theory is kind of a daunting topic. So I wanted to go over some things today. Like, you can know that yellow and blue make green, but you don't necessarily know when you look at someone else's art piece that's like creating this awesome mood, how you can maybe do that for yourself in your own way. There are actually some really cool tricks that are super simple to use that can bring up that mood factor on your colors, on pretty much any digital artwork. And I'm gonna start off with something really, really simple and really obvious, but not everyone knows about this, and it's filters. You know all those apps that you use for photo editing and stuff like that? You can easily run your artwork through those filter apps to get a ton of different color options. The thing that these filters will do that's so great is they overlay a cohesive color or a color pattern or even an actual pattern. So instantly, for a lot of them, you'll notice that your art just feels a little bit more put together, but also you get a ton of new ideas for colors that you might not have thought of. I love Color Story for this on the iPhone. It's totally unsponsored, but that's just what I use. I know that Lightroom is also really, really good for this, and they have a lot of the same tools. Color Story allows for a lot of flexibility. They offer a lot of different options. You can see a ton of the different filters that they have all in little previews, so you can kind of swipe through and choose something that stands out or looks different or something that you're interested in. You can also stack these filters on top of each other in Color Story, so I really like using that app. I'll sometimes run my finished artwork through Color Story just to see if any of the color changes like pack a bigger punch. So to try it out, just try coloring in the way that you would normally color and then bring that into one of these filter apps and try out, changing the colors, using their pre-made filters, maybe even adjusting the hue and things like that. That will suddenly bring out a bunch more options. What I'll do is I'll even just screen cap them so I have a bunch on my phone, and then I will scroll through and choose the one that catches my eye the most or that I think looks the most beautiful after seeing all of them together. This one is a little bit more complex, but I promise it's really simple in practice, and that is hue shifting. So hue shifting, really simply, is just shifting the hue from lights to darks. For this tip, we're really just talking about light and shadows. If you were to go outside on a sunny day where the sky is blue, what you'll notice is that the light part of objects is more gold because of the color of the sun, and the shadows of objects are actually more purple and blue because the ambient light around is actually from the sky. It's the blue sky. This is actually a super easy trick that adds so much to images. First of all, just keeping in mind that shadows are never just black and lights are never just white, but both of them are really dependent on the light and the ambient light and the colors in the space. I know that sounds kind of complicated and there's like a lot of factors at play, but the easy mode for character design is just to think about those basic daylight hues. So the lights are gold and yellow and the darks are blue or purple. You can actually play around with this all you want. You could make your shadows pink. I sometimes do that because I love pink. But if you haven't tried this out yet before, just start with those basic daylight hues. So even if you don't fully understand how to hue shift, how do I make the skin but a little bit more purple and a little bit darker, you don't really have to for digital art, luckily. It's actually kind of easy. All you have to do is make an overlay layer. The lighted areas on the face, for example, would not be white overlaid. It would be yellow or gold overlay. And the shadows won't just be a black shadow, it'll be blue or purple. You can play around with other layer modes if you're feeling adventurous, or even change the hue until you like the look. And lastly, I wanted to touch on coloring the lines. Now, I'm the first to say that a gorgeous black outline can make or break certain styles, but coloring your lines can actually be a way to fine-tune the mood and style of the piece. I've actually gotten a lot of messages from people asking about how to pick colors for the line art. The easiest place to start is by picking the color of the thing inside the lines and then applying it over your line work at 50% opacity. You can play with the opacity of this depending on the color and what the actual piece calls for. For example, I found that with yellow or gold hues, I kind of needed to raise the opacity in order to make any difference against the black line. But this is just a really simple way to start out and play around with those colors. Now, remember about hue shifting. If the shadows in an artwork are purplish, maybe the lines should be kind of purplish too. So instead of starting with a black line and overlaying yellow, for example, maybe start with a purple line and then overlay that gold yellow color. As you continue using those tricks, just take note of what colors are changing, what you're gravitating towards, what palettes you actually like, and actually see if you know how to find that on the color wheel yourself. Remember that if you're ever stuck for colors, there is no shame in just color picking from one of your favorite artworks and starting there. It's actually a really great way to find out which color palettes you personally gravitate towards. So try to analyze what you like about each color palette, and soon you'll be able to do that for yourself. I hope this was all helpful to you, and if it was, giving a like would be a huge help for my small channel. And I have some pretty big news. I finally opened up a Patreon where you can grab my speed paints, files, and brushes, and a new tutorial each month voted on by the patrons. So check that out if you're interested. Rest assured, I'm going to keep posting videos like this on my YouTube channel, and patrons will also be able to decide on topics for future videos. If you have any questions about this video or anything at all, I'd love to answer them in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to see more of me. I talk about digital art, creativity, and other geeky ass stuff I'm into. I love you all so much, and happy creating. See ya. If you were to go outside on a sunny day, oh my god, I just got really distracted because like no one's going outside. But was that boring? I really hope this helps somebody because I don't even know.